Hi there. We are finishing up our foundation on language acquisition. And for this next week, we're going to be getting into the sounds of language. So we're going to start this next week with phonetics. And then the week after, we're going to be focusing on phonology. So the difference between phonetics and phonology. Phonetics is just describing sounds, looking at the parts of the mouth that make different consonants and vowels. And it's really kind of a technical, okay? When we get into phonology, what that's all about is looking at specific languages and the patterns of sounds that a specific language has. So looking at the consonants and vowels, also syllable structure, stress, intonation, tones for languages that have tones. So let's take a look at the assignments for the week. You can see that there are 5 of them, a little bit more than usual, but these quizzes at the beginning are pretty short. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. So getting into the first quiz is on consonants. And what I have for you here is a video that was made by Dr. Ashworth. I really like the way he explains phonetics and phonology, so I have a few of his videos for you. You can see that the quiz is short, only 3 questions. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is open up the quiz, look at the questions, look at what I'm asking you, and then watch the video, and you should be able to answer the questions pretty easily from there. The next quiz is also based on a video by Dr. Ashworth. This one is looking at vowels. Okay. Then we have a little bit of a longer quiz. This one has 10 questions, and this one is based on this document right here. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is just kind of browse through the document first and then have that open while you are taking the quiz. You should be able to find the quiz questions in the order that they appear in the document. Okay. Then we're going to get into looking at different sounds of 2 different languages. So we're looking at kind of comparing Spanish and English. And I've got a couple of short articles for you. And we are focusing on vowels for this assignment. So not thinking about the consonants, just thinking about vowels. And I've got 2 videos. Both are language teachers. One is a teacher who is teaching English speakers to speak Spanish, and the other one is teaching Spanish speakers to speak English, and they're focusing on the vowels of the languages. So I've got a couple of questions here for you. The first question you're going to be able to answer from the information in the articles and the videos. The second one is really, I'm looking for your ideas, your opinions. So there are many different answers. There's not only one single right answer. So use what you know, use what we learned the last couple of weeks about language acquisition. Use what you learned from the videos that you watch, and also your experience about learning languages, acquiring languages. Okay. And then the last assignment for the week is a discussion, and this is focusing on phonetics and how it applies to teaching reading. So I've got 3 different articles. You can, browse all of them and maybe focus on reading carefully one of the articles. And then I've got just some kind of general questions just talking about how phonetics is important for teaching reading. When you do your replies to your classmates, what I'm going to suggest that you do is, like usual, focus on one single thing that they said. So maybe one or two sentences, one item that they're talking about, and then really respond to that. Give more information, give your experience if you have experience about that. Whether you agree or disagree with what they said, kind of focus on one thing and expand it. And then that makes for a really good and better discussion. Okay. And then that takes us to the end of the week. Let me know if you have any questions, anything comes up, and I can't wait to see what you put in the discussion about teaching reading. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.